Welcome to the world of Wystie. This is the Rose of Cassiterite House. It's been too long since I've flown Dragonback. The wind in my face, the sprawling land beneath me, the rising sun dyeing the sky pink and orange hues. My dragon flew me all night, and she's tired. She'll rest while I search for Rome from the various watchtowers along the border. She lands, and I dismount. She immediately curls into a ball. I unbuckle the saddlebag hanging on her stomach and shake cold, cooked meat out. That causes her snout to twitch. She nips at the food while lying down. Lazy thing, I joke. Flying all day and night would be difficult for any dragon. I can only imagine how exhausted she is since she hasn't stretched her wings like this since our time at military school. The sound of crunching bones sends a chill up my spine. No matter how many times I feed her, I never get used to it. Wrinkling my nose, I leave her to her meal and walk towards the watchtower. The guards greet me formally. I don't recognize them, but I wouldn't expect to know a couple of scouts out here on the front lines. They don't question me when I request them to stand aside. I heft my sack off my back and pull out my telescope. I scan the no man's land first, the stretch of empty, flat ground where both sides could easily pick off one another should the boundary be crossed, but only the wind rustles the branches, not a soul in sight. I swing my telescope to the other watchtowers along the Great Wall. The scouts are craning their necks to look my way. Flying in on Dragonback unannounced would make any soldier nervous, but with any luck, I'll be in and out before the word spreads. I point my telescope back at the tree line, and with my other hand, lift it to the sky and let a plume of black smoke pour out of my skin. The rolling, scentless smoke becomes a cloud above our heads. But still, Rome does not appear. The scouts whisper behind me, asking one another what they think I'm doing. Annoyed with their lack of common sense, obviously I'm sending a signal, I give up on it and return to my dragon's side. She's already eaten her food and has promptly fallen asleep. I lean against the wall, looking out at the humanoid domain for any sign of Rome. Benio asked me to search for a week. It's going to be a long week. I might as well go make friends with the scouts so they can help me look. Two hours pass. I finish releasing my second smoke signal when there's a disturbance in the forest. Several treetops shake, and a flock of small blackbirds take flight. I point my telescope at the movement and find Rome Moldavite clutching the top of a tree. He's bloodied and bruised. His face is scratched up as if he got into a fight with a cat and lost. He waves one arm in a wide arc, and I lift my arm and let another plume of smoke arc as well. He keeps waving, so I nudge my dragon, and her head immediately snaps up. She rises and shakes, stretching her legs and wings and arching her back before looking to me. I fix her saddle, and I mount her. She rises slowly and floats us over to the still erratically waving Rome. The moment we're beyond the border, my Tourmaline magic disappears. It's a foreign sensation. Without the thrum of protective energy beneath my skin, it's like my body is asleep. Thankfully, I can still access my bonded magic. A feeling of dread pools in my stomach. Rome's dragon was killed, so he has been completely defenseless. The fact that he's alive is a miracle. As my dragon approaches, he reaches out to me, and a chorus of low warning snarls sing below us. He's completely surrounded by half-human, half-wolf men. They raised their sharp claws and aimed rudimentary spears at us, but a single blast of Tourmaline dragon darkness would kill them instantly, and they know it. I pull Rome onto the saddle behind me, and we fly back over the border and into the Howlite Kingdom. He tries to talk to me, but I can't hear him. I point towards a nearby town, and we land near a tavern. I invite him in, trusting my dragon to eat anyone who tries to tamper with her. We sit in a corner. I order us 2 bowls of stew for lunch and 4 shots of spirits. Rome says I haven't answered him. He asks again how Juni is. What? No, hi, how are you? Or, what are you doing here? Let's wait for those drinks, hey? I tell him, forcing a smile to my lips. A row of small glasses filled with clear liquid are placed in the center of the table. I pick one and hold it up. To you, for surviving the humanoid domain. Seemingly reluctantly, he picks a glass up and clinks it against mine. He tosses the drink back and slams the glass onto the table. He asks again how Juni is. The stew thankfully arrives. The barkeep retreats to the kitchen. I pick up my spoon, scoop up a bite, and pass it between my lips. Rome doesn't touch his. He only looks at me expectantly. I'm not sure how to say this. There's no easy way. Juni... I start, selecting my next words carefully. She passed away. The day after you were banished, I explain. She was found lifeless in her bed. Her funeral was yesterday. Benio thought you should know. His fist grips his spoon so tightly his knuckles turn white. I push the remaining drinks toward him, and he immediately snatches one and throws it back, and then drinks the other. I lift my arm to get the barkeep's attention. Bring another round, I call out. Rome is visibly angry, but uncharacteristically quiet. He scoops spoonful after spoonful of stew into his mouth and chews for far too long before swallowing. The moment the barkeep drops off our drinks, he picks one up and swallows the spirits in a single gulp. I grab a drink before he finishes them all and watch as the pile of empty glasses in front of him grows. Rome? I ask after he throws his spoon into his empty bowl. He says he doesn't believe it, and then he holds 2 fingers up to the barkeep. He says he needs to see her body with his own eyes, and for me to take him to her. I swallow my bite of food, considering. Flying Rome Moldavite into Cassiterite territory would be a death sentence, if we got caught. With the transportation of the body back to the family mausoleum, house members coming and going as they paid their respects in the regular daily routines, we'd have our work cut out for us. We thank the barkeep for the meal and the drinks, and then I help Rome back outside. The spirits he had caused him to sway. A few days of skipped meals and not enough water will do that to you. I pull my pack out of the saddlebag and retrieve a pre-brewed energizing potion for my dragon. She knows to open wide as I splash the contents of the vial onto her tongue, and in a matter of moments, she's more awake, chasing her tail with alert eyes. I hand Rome a basic healing potion, but he'll need something more complicated for his condition. I command my dragon to halt so I can put my pack away, and then she crouches so Rome and I can sit upon her back. I warn him, if you get sick on me, I'm pushing you off. He wraps his arms around my waist and rests his head upon my shoulder. You promise? He asks. I roll my shoulder, forcing him to straighten as I pick up the reins. Let's go. We crest above the clouds and find that ahead of us another dragon flies west, the same direction we are heading. It's another Tourmaline dragon, and it's flying fast like its life depends on it. I know my girl isn't back to her full strength and speed with just a single potion, but I urge her to keep pace, clinging to the tops of the clouds to avoid being spotted. We follow the beast directly to the Cassiterite estate. Hi Wystians, Everly Teller here. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to follow along. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Additionally, if you're a fan of fantasy, and especially romantasy, subscribe for free to my Patreon to read weekly chapter releases of my web novels, and for bi-weekly releases of my audio drama podcast. Together, we'll explore the corners of the magical world of Wystie through narration, print, recovered artifacts, and more.